Yo, getting rejected by women is not as bad as you think. It all depends on how you do the approach and where you do the approach. Well, I think that's the main component. Like yesterday, I went up to this woman. She looked cute. So I asked, I just started a conversation. She told me she's a partner. So I said, oh, okay, I'm just going to go then. Have a good day. And it was fine. Like, nothing bad happened. Getting rejected is not gonna kill you or anything. Like obviously it feels bad sometimes. It's weird because like for me my emotions like fluctuate after that. It's like you feel good because you went and um put yourself out there. You did something you're afraid to do. It's just like a natural fear that we have biologically because back in the day if you got rejected there was not like 3 billion other women in the world. There was people who lived in smaller tribes. So if there's only, say, for example, 10 women your age, then you got rejected by one. Now there's down to nine, and then imagine a few of them get paired off with some men. So then your chances of reproductive success go drastically down every time you get rejected. So biologically, we're hardwired to feel pain and fear and basically negative emotions in general around approaching women due to that reason, to put it succinctly. So, anyways, a large part of how it goes and how much the rejection affects you depends on like where you got rejected and how you approached. See, because there was one approach that I kind of regret, the only one in my life. I don't even like fully regret. I just kind of regret. It's just the woman was the weird one to be honest. She really acted weird. But basically, I approached a woman who was working at a liquor store. I was a regular there, so um, yeah, I got rejected. She was like, "I have a boyfriend." Blah blah blah. And then the next time I went, like she was so cringe when she rejected me too. Like the way that she acted was like bizarre. You know what I mean? It was just like, damn, why can't you be more normal with the way that you do that? Because the way that it was not normal was like, it's hard to explain. It was a while ago too, but basically she was like completely just like acted like a dickhead. That's how I would put it. You know what I mean? Some people are just like that. They're just gonna act like dickheads towards you. And yeah, sometimes that happens when you approach, you put yourself out there, and then the person acts like a dickhead towards you, and like it sucks in the moment. But once again, you get that positive validation of having pushed yourself and having done something that you did not want to do. You went and did something uncomfortable, and then you do feel bad because it kind of feels like you got rejected as a whole person, when really that's usually not the case. Like you, for example, you could just not be the woman's type, right? She might be attracted to you in general, but then you're just not her type, and she's picky as one possibility. Otherwise, maybe she's just having a bad day and she wants to reject somebody to validate her ego is another possibility. Maybe she already has a boyfriend, that's another possibility. And then she's just rejected everybody who approaches her. Like, you never know the full picture. And so basically, how you approach women really makes a big difference and where you approach it. Like, I would not recommend doing an approach in the gym personally. Maybe if it has success for you, definitely keep doing it. If it works for you, that's cool, man. I'm jealous. I mean, I never did an approach in a gym. I just feel like if you get rejected, which, the odds of that are reasonable depending on who you are. For me, the odds are reasonable. Um, Probably because I still don't have like that ultimate or like a good enough level of confidence, right? every time I approach a woman, I'm still filled with self-doubt and anxiety and things like that. And this video is like half made for myself, you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to convince myself half uh, for half of the purpose of this video, because I still don't want to do approaches, you know what I mean? I hate it. And yeah, I just hate it. And I suck at it. So I need to practice more. Anyways, so I would not approach in the gym, because if you get approached and then you have to see the same person, sorry, if you do the approach, you get rejected, and then you have to see the same person again and again and again. It's so cringe, like especially if the rejection was cringe in and of itself. If the rejection was okay, then it's fine. Like the rejection I had yesterday, that was great. That was fine. And but to be honest, a large part of what makes the rejection cringe or not is how you react to it too. Because every time that you get told like no, or every time that you get told like I have a boyfriend, then you just say like, okay, I'm gonna go then. Have a good one, something like that. You know what I mean? There's no need to have any idle chit chat like, oh, just take it as a compliment or something like that. It doesn't fucking matter. If you get rejected, then it's just like, okay, whatever. Um, I'm just gonna go do my own thing, you know. You don't have to try to make the woman feel better or anything like that by saying extra things. Just, I don't know. You can if you want. To me, it's just weird. It's just totally unnecessary. You know what I mean? So you can just leave instead of possibly making the situation more cringe. But yeah, it's up to you. Anyways, that's why I would not recommend doing an approach at the gym, because then you might have to see the same person all the time. And yeah, for a class, if there's any young guys watching this, I think a class is okay, depending, because a lot of the times in, for example, university and college, your class just changes all the time, and you don't even have any of the same people in your next class or in your other 3 classes, and then your next semester, and you never see the person again. So it's not a big deal there either, if you ask me. Like, it might be cringe for the rest of the semester or whatever, but after that, it doesn't really matter. And at the end of the day, it's all in our head, right? The only reason that we feel pain and we feel bad from getting rejected is because that's our perception of the situation. Mostly because our ego feels violated. Maybe violated is the wrong word, but our ego feels damaged. We're like, oh, maybe I'm not worthy. Maybe I'm not good enough. And I think unfortunately, it's a pretty normal thing in this day and age for men to think that after they get rejected. And that's an area of weakness to improve on, to be honest. Because at the end of the day, you should have an unshakable feeling of self-worth and self-confidence too. But in this context, talking about the self-worth, self-esteem, because I would say, like, if you're watching this channel, you are good enough, because obviously if you're watching this channel, then you're improving in all areas of your life if you're watching this video up to this point. At least I would assume so. I don't know. Maybe all my other videos are gonna stay at 3 views and this video goes viral or something. Then yes, if you're just a mainstream person watching this video, then I don't know. Maybe it is something you have to work on. And there's a lot of things. We all have to work on things. You know what I mean? And if you're not working on things, then you're just gonna get left behind by people like me who are. That's just facts. Sorry. Because I have a growth mindset. No matter what it is, whatever skill or attribute it is, I know that I can improve at it. If I just practice and I put my mind to it, I can improve at things and become very good at them. Maybe genetically I'm capped for certain things, right? Like, say, for example, somebody's genetics for working out are kind of shit. So they're capped to a certain level, but you can still reach a great level. You can still become very jacked. So that's about it. Leave a like, subscribe. Peace.